Hello, I am Matt. This is Stock Speedrun number 3 for the weekend of February 26th, 2022. If you're unfamiliar with what a stock speedrun is, you can check this video's description for an explanation and also a very important disclaimer as to its content. Let's roll. Let's see what we got here. Legacy Housing Corporation. Okay, let me make a prediction as to what this company does. It buys and protects historical buildings. I know that's probably not it, but I really want that to be true. No, actually, if anything, they do the opposite. They're building new houses. They build, sell, and finance manufactured homes and tiny houses, like the kind that you see on the television. On like those tiny house shows, which are completely insufferable. Primarily in the southern United States. Alright, never mind. Company manufactures, provides for the transport of mobile homes, offers... So when you talk about tiny houses, they're particularly talking about mobile homes? That's what it seems like. Offers wholesale financing to... And also manufactured homes. Kind of prefab homes, which I have had relatives who have gotten those done, so I am well familiar with that process. And what that usually looks like. Wholesale finance to dealers and mobile home parks. So I guess it's mobile homes. Either tiny houses or mobile homes or both, or are they different in this case? I don't really know. Provides floor plan, wholesale financing for independent retailers, consumer financing for each products, financing to manufactured housing community owners and buyers of product for use, rental housing, blah blah blah. So they build manufactured homes and tiny houses, which would make sense as to why I have all these stock photos of people building houses. All right, let's see here. Well, let me look at these earnings first. You know what? It would make sense that 2020 would be the year where you have not just the highest revenue, but also the highest earnings. Although the earnings have increased significantly more than the revenues have year over year. That's interesting, but it makes sense that 2020 would be the best year ever. You know, yeah, sure, you could say it just kind of continues a trend. The earnings don't. I don't know what can become of that, but you know, the real estate market's gone completely bonkers in the last year, 2 years. And it would make sense that the market for building new houses would have gone completely on fire also with that. So that would make sense. Kind of interested what 2021 is looking like for them so far. I am seeing massive increases quarter over quarter. I like that. I like that. Well, actually, are these taken into what? No. These quarters must be what consists. Well, this quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3 at least. Actually, wait. Let me look at these numbers. So revenue 1.76, right? They have 39, 48, 56. That doesn't add up to 176. All of these probably do. Hold on, I'm gonna get out the calculator. Gotta keep it on top. Yes. So we have, where's the quarterly, right? So we have 48.7, 39.9. 48.5 and 56.4, roughly, give or take. 193.5, that still doesn't add up to 176. That's very odd. Something's not right with these numbers. Something is not right with these numbers, and I don't know what it is. Maybe I need to go back and look at the actual reports for this company. Might deserve. Why does it deserve my attention? Of Travis. That can't be pronounced how I think it's supposed to be pronounced. Otherwise, I feel very bad for this guy. Let's see. What is Redmond Asset Manager? For 22% CAGR, whatever the hell that is. Does that mean just general increase? I've never heard that term before. Actually, something happened. Well, hold on. Let me look at this. Let me give me the 6 month. Something happened starting November to make this rocket. What was it? What happened? And its recent price strength. After what? Keep going up. You said that 2 months ago, Zax, and it has not gone up from 2 months ago. Friend is your friend. Yeah, generally, but there's no trend here. There's no trend here, unless you're talking about this part, which, no, that's not a trend. That's a sudden gap up. Those are two different things, Zax, you idiot. And nothing here constitutes a trend. This is just sideways. So I don't know what kind of trend they're talking about. I think Zax is being stupid here. Several suitable candidates that pass through the screen and key reasons to be profitable for trend investors. Dollar price increase over the period of 12 weeks reflects investors can. No! A trend is not. A gap up is not a trend, and a trend is not a gap up. These are two different things. Fuck off, Zax. Completely disagree. Maintain its recent price strength. That's another. Well, again, here, talk about the 12 weeks. No! That's a trend that does not be. Where is this? They added this back in quarter 4, okay? Might deserve your attention today. Companies that have revenue and even earn profits and even be well managed in legacy housing. Yeah, possibly. Tell me what I need to know. I don't have time to digest this shit. Growing revenues, margins improved. Okay, great. On an uptrend or strong financials, here's a trend investors would love to get in. I love how this has a gap up and suddenly everyone wants to jump on and have an opinion on it. When really it seems like they're not qualified because everyone's talking a bunch of bullshit in this article. Also, third quarter results was back on November 9th, which aligns very nicely with what's going on here, so that might have had something to do with it. Report quarter 3 results, potentially undervalued. Alright, let's see what we got. Which article is this? Certain indication of further gains. End with the latest trading session. Higher. Jump came on impressive volume with a higher than average number of shares changing hands. Yeah. Is expected. Ooh. Actually, yeah. Wait a minute. Expected to post quarterly earnings in its upcoming report. This was published on November 10th. But the report was published on November 9th. So why are they saying that they are expecting this? I understand that the gap up here seemed to be on expectations of good earnings because it happened mostly prior to. Uh-oh, my music died. Oh well, I gotta live with it. What's wrong with that track? I gotta inspect that track. Anyway, this is. It seems like because this rise started before that earnings report even came out. The report on the 9th, it started before that. So I think this was due to expectations, and the expectations were either met or surpassed, which means it gapped up even further. So let me read about this report. This report apparently is the key. And you know what's impressive? You know what's very impressive, even with the massive market volatility at the start of the year, and even now with all the Ukraine business. It has held up very well to this increase here. It has not backed off to anywhere near where it was down here, which is actually incredibly impressive. Okay, so why was the report so good? This was increased from quarter 4, very nice. Interest revenue from our consumer and mobile home park portfolios was 7.3 million. This was a 0.8 million increase, very nice. Gross margins, 30.9% of product sales compared to 30. Okay, good. Income from operations during the third quarter of 2020 2021 was 17.6 million compared to net income was 14.7. Let me just double check these numbers against these charts here. Earnings 14.7. Talking about earnings. Net. There we got music back. 14.7. Yeah, 14.7, 14.7. Yeah. This actually was a very good earnings report. I can see why it would bump up on this, but honestly, what I'm most impressed by probably is the fact that it has not backed off. It has held very steady at these levels. And the third quarter was the last one that it reported on. That was back in November. So you would expect them to have another report 3 months later, right? So November 9th, okay? November 9th, December 9th, that's 1 month. January 9th, February 9th, that's 3 months. You would have expected there to be a fourth quarter by now. Why hasn't there been? Why don't I see that here? When is that expected? March, why so late? You know what? It's possible because it's going to be end of year report also. That might be why. That might be why it's so delayed. I have seen that before. Okay, so you know, I keep saying it's very impressive it's holding these levels, and it is, but just because it doesn't go down means that it's not automatically going to go up. It very easily could stay here. I think a lot of it depends on what this earnings is going to look like. If these disappoint in any way, you're going to see it drop back to these levels or lower. But honestly, I don't really see that happening. You got a hot housing market. Although I've heard some news of that waning recently. I'm not too sure what to. I've seen some mixed. You know what? I want to look at housing market. Housing market crash! Oh no. Housing market predictions. Red hot housing market isn't sustainable. Yeah, you know, I mean, common sense would say that, but I feel like common sense is out the window in the world that we live in now. Home price growth to slow. So, I wonder how important the word choice is here is. Growth to slow, but not to reverse necessarily, which implies that it's going to keep going up, just not as fast. Nation already didn't have enough homes built to satisfy millennials who were entering into their peak first-time home buying year. Then the COVID-19 crisis struck, and it was just kind of a perfect storm to make a crazy housing market. Home prices decelerated a bit between August 2020 and August 2021. U.S. home prices climbed a record 20% over the last 4 months. That 12 has accelerated to 18.8. Like, is that even like within margin for error accounting for randomness? 20 to 18.8. Oh, actually. No, that's not. I'm sorry, I got confused. I thought there was talk about year and then year. No, it's year, and then this is the 4-month period following, going into December of 2020. Okay, I'm sorry. That makes a little more sense. Also, this is a very interesting chart. This home price growth. And it started to like teeter off a bit. Again, that doesn't mean the prices are going down. It means they're not growing as fast, because this is a growth chart. This is how fast they're growing, not the actual prices. Well, that's a growth forecast of 3.5% by December of 2020, December of this year. So you're basically expecting this chart to go. That's not the trend here. I would like to see this chart. Is there a newer version of this article? Actually, maybe the data past 2020, the date or 2021, the data for 2020 isn't even available yet. I don't know. I feel real estate pros share predictions. Will it crash or boom? Annual predictions, home prices up 6.2%. It's definitely less than before. Although, you know, okay, so I'm looking at home prices, and I'm trying to make a connection between, but I'm not looking at home prices to get an idea of prices. I'm looking at home prices to get an idea of how high the demand for homes is still going, because you would think that the demand for pre-existing homes and the demand for new prefab, either normal or tiny homes or mobile homes, would have a correlation, right? That's why I was looking at that. And again, just because it slows, and I wonder, and just based on the revenue and earnings increases of this legacy housing company, it makes me think that I am correct in associating those numbers and there being a correlation there. So, if that prediction is true, and it is in fact going to start slowing down, then you would think you would see a slowdown in revenues and sales. Will that, for legacy housing, for newly built homes and mobile homes and tiny homes? Now, if that in fact is going to happen, do I think it has manifested already? To be shown in that upcoming report in March. I'm going to say no, because that report should be for the is that report, let me get a calendar. That report should be for the last 3 months of 2021, right? October, November, December, I think. Unless their reporting year is different than the calendar year, but I have no reason to not think that. It would be for October, November, December. And this was the period, including September, but this was the period where it said that it slowed down from 20 to 18.8. I don't think that's that big of an impact. So the numbers we're going to see now. Because I'm trying to predict what's going to happen to the price when that earnings report comes out, and it's not just based on whether the earnings report is good. It's whether people think they can continue to be good. Because if people look at that report and they think through things the way that I just did, they can say, oh, no, yeah, that report was good, but that's only because it is for these 3 months when the market was still pretty good. But going forward, I can definitely see it going down as the year goes on, because price... First of all, I'm not buying that it can slow down to 6 point, or whatever they said, like 3.6 point, something like that, through growth through December of this year. That is insane deceleration. And I still think housing demand is pretty high. So I'll let you in on a secret. I personally have been looking at buying a house recently. I haven't said yes to anything yet, but I've been going to a lot of little anecdote about me. I've been going to a lot of real estate open houses to get an idea of things that I like and things that I don't like, and I am seeing a lot of people go to these things. I mean, I don't know how popular they were before, but you still have a lot of people out there looking for houses, and I am seeing houses. So I'm not only looking at houses, I'm tracking home prices. I want to get an idea of what's going on. And I am seeing things go for a lot more money than even the real estate agent. I had a conversation with one of them. Oh my god. So some of the offers people are getting is higher than even what the real estate agent thinks is appropriate. So that kind of tells you what I think of this housing slowdown. I think it's bullshit. I think it's going to continue to go at least through this year. Maybe it'll slow down a bit. Definitely won't slow down to 6.5 or whatever that article was talking about. You know what? I think I just talked about... You know what? I think we're done here, because I think I just talked myself into a buy. I think I just talked myself into a buy. I think the upcoming earnings report is going to be good, and I think earnings reports throughout the rest of this year are going to be good also. So that is what I think. You know, sometimes I just gotta talk to myself, you know, to kind of get an idea of where I'm going. Have you ever heard of the duck thesis? You know, where there was a guy who was someone who everyone in his office would come to with questions. Okay, and he got sick and tired of it. So what he did is that he put a little rubber ducky on his desk, and the next time someone came to him asking for help with something, he said, "Don't explain it to me, explain it to the duck." And what would happen is that as people would explain their problem to the duck, they would realize the answer themselves. That's literally what I'm doing just right here, except instead of talking to a duck, I'm talking to a microphone. So, me talking to the duck microphone has told me that legacy housing is a buy, which I have talked myself into. So that is what I got. Please do let me know what you think of my nonsensical ramblings, and I will see you in the next one, friendos.